This is a special report from ABC News Digital.
Hello, I'm Ty Hernandez in New York with this ABC News Digital special report. Dennis Rodman and his team of former NBA players tipped off against a team of North Korean players today in Pyongyang, his latest round of so-called basketball diplomacy, this time to honor dictator Kim Jong-Un's birthday. With the latest on all the Rodman-related festivities and controversy, we're joined now from Washington by ABC's Karen Travers. Hello, Karen. Good afternoon, Ty. Dennis Rodman has struck up a really surprising relationship with North Korea's reclusive leader Kim Jong-Un. And this is very strange because he's also the most high-profile American to meet with Kim since he took power 2 years ago. It was planned as a friendly game of hoops, former NBA players versus a team of North Koreans. Dennis Rodman says he's just a basketball player, but by organizing this trip to Pyongyang, he stirred up a full-court controversy.
Happy birthday to you.
That's Rodman before the game, singing happy birthday to North Korean leader Kim Jong-Un. Rodman said it's basketball diplomacy, and the game was a birthday gift.
I love the guy. The guy is my friend forever and ever and ever.
That friend is considered one of the world's most brutal dictators. The North Korean leader recently ordered the execution of his own uncle, and he's held captive since May a Korean-American missionary, Kenneth Bai. Yesterday, Rodman grew angry when CNN pressed him on why he hasn't used his relationship with Kim to help Bai.
The one thing about politics, Kenneth Bai did one thing. If you understand, If you understand what Kenneth Bai did, do you understand what he did?
The other American former pros said they came on the trip to try and make a connection between the U.S. and North Korea.
I questioned whether we were doing the right thing because of the media scrutiny. It was important to stand strong and follow up and follow through, and it all just worked out.
The White House indicated it would not have approved the trip if it had any say, and Ty, no surprise, Dennis Rodman did not reach out to them. All right, ABC's Karen Travers, thank you so much for that report. And for more on this story, let's bring in ABC's Hamish McDonald. Hamish, let's start with the less serious stuff. Those American All-Stars who traveled all that way to play against a North Korean team lost. Really?
I mean, it's pretty bizarre, the pictures. I mean, the basketball match was played in this indoor stadium in Pyongyang. It looks nothing like the basketball matches that we're used to seeing. People dressed in suits, clapping in time when they're told. It really was bizarre to see. I suppose one of the things that you would notice, you would observe, is just how orderly everyone in the crowd is, effectively doing what they're told, or at least what's expected of them.
And even hard to say crowd there. I don't see a lot of, oh no, the seats are filled indeed. Let's check in with what Rodman had to say at his hotel after the game.
It's a very historical day today for everyone in the world to see that we can't coexist with each other. We just take a deep breath and absorb this how we look at certain things. So I think that it went very well for everyone involved.
All right, so he's calling this a historic day. Maybe he's referring to just being Kim Jong-un's birthday, or maybe he's referring to this as sort of that basketball diplomacy we all talk about. But at the same time, he often says, hey, we're just friends, nothing more is going on here. So, what's your assessment of what's going on there?
Well, it may well be that Dennis Rodman is well-intentioned. It may be that he sees this as a positive thing for improving understanding between the West and North Korea. It is such a reclusive state. I think perhaps one of the things that gives us an indication of whether or not really the North Koreans are serious about improving understanding is the fact that this basketball match was not shown, has not been shown on domestic television in North Korea. So that, I suppose, would lend to the theory that this is about propaganda. This is about Kim Jong-un having a handy way of the international community seeing that he's opening himself up. Whether or not through Dennis Rodman that's a believable case to make is another matter altogether.
All right, and something that has been talked about in terms of Dennis Rodman's trip is the hope that he would have perhaps done something or said something to help Kenneth Bai, the missionary being held in North Korea, originally from who is an American citizen. Let's hear what Bai's sister Terry Chung had to say.
Disappointed is an understatement. We were shocked and outraged. Could not believe he was saying these things. He was in a position to help. He didn't want to. We don't want Kenneth Bai to be forgotten.
Okay, so was it a reasonable expectation that Dennis Rodman would try to publicly assist Kenneth Bai?
Well, reasonable or not, this is the fourth trip in a year that Dennis Rodman has made to North Korea, and there certainly was an expectation that he might make some representations. In fact, Dennis Rodman has made some comments in the past. He went on Twitter in the last year saying that he'd like Kim Jong-Un to cut him some slack, to let him go. But certainly the reaction in the last 24 hours following this visit has been very clear, has been very firm. Clearly, the North Koreans have told Dennis Rodman something about what they believe Kenneth Bai was involved in. Don't forget, in North Korea, they take the spreading of religion very seriously. Any form of organized religion would be seen as a negative in North Korea because that might pose some kind of threat to the regime.
And we should back it up a bit. What is the official word on why Bai is being held in North Korea?
Well, the North Koreans effectively are saying that he was trying to undermine the regime by spreading Christianity. Don't forget that he is a practicing Christian, but he was operating as a formal tour operator in North Korea. The accusation, though, is that he was doing more than that.
Now, they have in the past released other Americans. They released American Marilyn Luman just a few months back. Is this just a matter of time, or is the sense that Bai is really going to be there for quite a long time?
I think there's always unknowns when it comes to North Korea, but I think there are potentially more unknowns in this instance. Those Americans that have been released in the past have been or were held under a different leadership. His father, Kim Jong-il. And whether or not this man will make decisions in the same way, or whether or not this regime will make decisions in the same way. Don't forget his uncle was executed recently, and it was widely believed that he was the backbone of the regime. He was the guy that was really calling the shots. So the way in which decisions are made right now in North Korea is as difficult to tell as ever, perhaps even more difficult.
One can imagine Dennis Rodman was paid a lot of money to go and perform that exhibition game in North Korea. There at this point is no lingering sense that he is working under the auspices of the American government here, correct?
I don't think there's anybody, given what's happened in the last few days, that would believe that he's working for the American government in doing this. And certainly the White House has made those statements that we've heard already, saying that they would not have approved of this if they had a say. The reality is they don't.
All right, ABC's Hamish McDonald in New York. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And you can, of course, get a complete recap right here on abcnews.com. For now, I'm Ty Hernandez in New York with this ABC News Digital Special Report.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.